Morning after Wrestlemania, and we are here to discuss the figures that have dropped today, as well as some that came through yesterday, not tonight. It is going to be part 2 of Mania. So if you are joining us for the first time, hit that subscribe button, man. Consider it, because the content is just going to keep being pumped out. Not just with what's going on with WWE, but also the figgies, because Series 6 has come through. We have The Rock in the Ultimate Edition Series, him, as well as someone else, because that's usually how it is. Every time that a new series comes out, it's normally for the regular elites, it's anywhere between 6 to 7 depending on the store exclusives, but Ultimate Edition usually get one legend and one current. And the legend right here, I mean, that is a legend. There's no doubt that the most electrifying man, The Rock, he has delivered in all forms. Yes, we just got him not too long ago in an early look, but that was based off the Walmart line. This, you're going to get more. You always get more with the Ultimate Edition. You're getting 3 interchangeable head scans and all. One being on the figure, he's got the eyebrow raised. He wants to know whether or not you can step up with him in the squared circle. The one right next to it is the screaming look, and that's like when he does the la 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 la. What The Rock is cooking. And then you also got to have a serious look. You always got to have an in-between, as well as the belt. I mean, he is the champ, and the first one, the Walmart figure, the one that we just mentioned, that one did have the open hand, like, come on, bring it. But if you look down by the boots, that one actually has the pose of it coming up. So 3 and all. So if you want to do, like, if you're, let's go ahead and say you're having a promo, and you're bringing and you're calling out your opponent, you'll be able to do that with all 3 hands to kind of do the motion of it all. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% positive, but that should be cloth. Most of the Ultimate Editions, that's what they try to execute. They try to get away from the rubber. So giving us that with the microphone, yes, The Rock, this has got to be, I would say, ranked within my top 3 when it comes to the legends in this series. Now for the current, we have Charlotte. I think this is based off WrestleMania. Could be wrong. I think this is the one that she had worn when she took on Asuka. Someone drop it in the comments. I'm not 100% behind this, but I will tell you that giving us options with the looks, whether you want with a smile or a full, actually they're both smiles, but one is kind of showing the teeth. I'm not saying that this one is like a downgrade, but if you look at the one, like look at The Rock, for example, look at all the stuff that you are getting. Do keep in mind that this is just the introduction. This is just throwing it out there. I'm sure, like, the robe, if the entrance robe is not part of this, I think that's going to be a huge miss for this being included into the Ultimate Edition. For Series 109, we have Ricochet, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose on us, or they're just giving you, like, reasons to pick these up, because how is this? Like, look, I don't want to be mean, but at the same time, like, how is this part of the basic, right? And I'm not going to get full on with those knee pads, because it still doesn't make sense why these freaking basics have the actual knee pads and then the elites have the pre-painted on. I do like this. This is actually one custom that we have put up on the channel. So if you want to do a comparison on which one is bringing it up, there's a lot that this figure is missing. Nightwing, I'm a huge Batman mark, but when you're not including all of the designs, because there is so much, like if you look at towards the backside, I mean, even on the front, you're still missing quite a bit. There is a lot of decals, designs, and this is notorious for the basic series. The budget, it's you only get X amount of dollars to put towards each figure, so they do get away with not including everything to the design, and that's like, oh man, this is the way that I want to put it, man. Like, if you don't want to put at least 85% or more towards the look and the whole paint deco, you might as well just go with a different attire, something more simple, because this is just, yeah, I ain't sitting right with this. One that I am sitting well with is Lana. I love Lana. We've needed a Lana, I would say, for well over a year. I think the only thing, no, we've gotten several. We've gotten basics. We've gotten quite a bit. We've gotten one with like the, what's that, like the suited body. We also got one with the Dolph Ziggler run. But her in-ring attire, this is what was desperately needed, and I am a huge fan of the baby blue. This is the primary one, so this is the one that'll be part of the regular wave. As far as the chase, we're going to get the same look for the pink deco, but it's going to be different. So it'll be, instead of the baby blue, we'll get the orange, but the design, it'll all be matching. There's nothing going on in the back, so really nothing worth showing. Undertaker, we are seeing the re-release of series, I think it was, yes, it was 100, where it had the the tongue sticking out. This one is a nice piece. I mean, you guys know how much I love that one. So him being brought back here, hey, I can get on board with this. For Becky Lynch, we're getting another in-ring gear. The last basic was based off a promo, and you're also getting a little bit more with this. You're getting the war paint. If you look closely by the eye, you actually see that they went in there and added that. So as far as the paint deco on this is one up from what we saw in that Ricochet. The last one, oh man, bottom of the tadpole. And that's kind of hard to say. Like, anytime I see a Rollins, I'm all about it, but at the same time, it's like there's nothing going on. Like, yes, you get the rip wrap, which is great. You're getting that new look for the head scan, which we saw in his previous 2-figure releases. But the tights, yes, Hero Fakes, that's what he's been wearing, you know, I would say within the last couple of months. Now he's got the Messiah, but at the same time, like, even that black attire, like, you had to get up close to get a true definitive look of what we saw. I mean, there was a lot going on with it, and I ain't seeing anywhere on this figure. Last ones I want to bring up that we forgot to mention the other day is the WWE Masters of the Universe. We have Braun Strowman in this wave, we have The Rock, we have The Undertaker, and we have all of New Day. I know you're saying, dude, I'm only seeing one. Wait until we get to it. It'll make a little bit more sense. We've seen one out of the 3. So this Braun right here, this is the one that I think this one might have been just like a sample piece, like before they had it all final when they had shown this the other day, but seeing it like all nice, look, it's gonna be one of these things where it's gonna play out almost identical to the basic line. Like, basics, at least you can do head swabs, like you can do it with these, but some of them, they're oversized. Do like the massive claws right here. I like the shoulder pieces. You can tell that there was a lot of thought behind it. I think the war paint is what's doing it for me. For this Braun Strowman, you're also getting a lot more going on in the beard. I don't think Braun Strowman has ever had this full of a beard, but you got to keep in mind, they try to go outside of what we've seen with an in-ring attire. For The Undertaker, this will be a translucent plastic. So the whole like abdominal area, not the legs or the, what you call it, like the shoulder piece, the chest piece, that one doesn't glow, but as far as like the full-on figure, like the head scan, even the staff, this all does have a pretty cool feature when it comes to glowing in the dark. For the New Day, this one is going to be one of 3. So it's going to be like, you'd actually have to pick up the exact same figure 3 times in order to complete all 3 of them. So the primary, the one that should be displayed mock in the packaging, will be Kofi Kingston. Once you do push in the unicorn up top, you'll get Big E, which this is the thing that's going to bother me, because I know that like a lot of these torsos for these figures, they do kind of all share the same look, regardless of whether you're a cruiserweight or a heavyweight. But for Big E, like, I feel like a new mold should have been introduced with this. Like, the chest should have been slightly bigger than what we saw with Xavier Woods. And this is the final one. The final click will complete all 3 of them. Wrapping it up with The Rock. Rock's in all these series, man. You can't get away from The Rock. We're seeing him in the Ultimate Edition. We're getting him in the regular basic. And we're also seeing him right here in the Masters of the Universe. Not a current Rock, so you're not going to get that tattoo on the left. But this is more earlier Rock. This is like Attitude Era, adding on a little bit of the Brahma Bull to it. I mean, I like the belt. I think this is going to be could potentially be the first one in the Masters of the Universe that is showing some kind of gold wrapped around the waist, as well as the staff. This poster too, I want to talk about this because the years, I would say the last 3 years, they've tried to do this at least once. SDCC is the most common place where you will find this. Mattel did confirm that it should be available as an exclusive there, but let's just say that things keep playing out the way that they have. Let's say the world, it's still in shames, it's still in the crapper. They'll try to make it available on site, so you'll have options of picking this up. And I gotta say, this is really awesome because they're incorporating not just what we've seen in the last 12 months, but up top, like that top portion right above the Elite Collection logo, you're getting the community. The figure community is being incorporated into all of this. This is everybody, man. I believe SLS is the one that did The Rock, dropping the elbow right there on Big Show. You're also getting some work from MBG. Like any of the greats that you've seen out there, like anybody that's on Instagram, you'll know that these guys, they've made a huge impact in the figgy life. Give me your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys feel about the Ultimate Edition. Do you think that The Rock and Charlotte was a good choice, or would you have liked to seen the Hulk Hogan, the Hollywood that we showed a couple days back, part of that series? It is going to be in the following, which is Series 7, but that's another song and dance, and that's another several months before we get that one. I feel like us waiting for as long as we have for that figure, he should have been put into this, but we'll get a little bit more, you guys, as you know, the weeks progress, because there is still a good handful of stuff that I want to show you. Not what was going down here this weekend, but I got something in store for you. So again, if you are stopping by, hit that subscribe button, man. Come join us. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.